Hi there, how are you doing? In this how to study for an individual subject series, today I'll be doing ethics and professional standard. This is now always a difficult question to answer because there are no shortcuts here, and you have to spend time. Because it's 15% of your syllabus, it's an important subject. That means you would be doing about 36 questions, 18 in the morning and 18 in the afternoon at CF level 1. And B, because in general it's an important subject. In general, it's an important concept which we need while practicing in the industry as CFA candidates and CFA charter holders. So what I've tried to do is I've kind of tried to prepare two separate plans for ethics preparation for CFA level 1 exam. Now this video I'm preparing keeping CFA level 1 candidates in mind, though the subject is repeated for all the three levels, primarily because the approach at level 2 and level 3 could be slightly different. So just to give you a quick background of ethics now, let's first see what is the content duration here. So if you can see this, the total video durations are approximately 6 hours, and your Q&A practice sessions videos are approximately about 1 hour. So you're expected to put in or go through 7 hours of video tutorial. As I generally say that you should schedule about 1.4 to 1.5 time into the video as your preparation time, because you might want to pause and rewatch the stuff again. So approximately we are looking at about 11 hours just to go through all the videos and Q&A review session. Now the preparation strategy could be like this, and let's discuss kind of the full length strategy. Step number 1, you go through each of the video, and I would rather recommend, rather than breaking it down into smaller sessions, rather than doing just standard 1A and then going and reading the curriculum, I would recommend you go through the entire stretch of videos once, because most of the standards have something to do with each other. So if you do your preparation in multiple cycles, if you go through all the videos once and then do a second layer of revision, your learning would be more comprehensive. So let me just show you how you're going to do that. So I'm opening up CFA level 1 and I'm opening ethics and professional standard. So your starting point is going to be the ethics storyline. Now what I've tried to do is I've kind of tried to build some story around it, not so that you kind of remember the whole of ethics, but you more or less remember the sequence in which the standards are going to approach you. So the first part of the story is on YouTube. You can have a look at it. You would have a better understanding. Once you have finished with the story, then you go to professionalism. Here it will tell you how much time you're expected to invest, and you go through these main videos. If you have the time and energy, then I would recommend going through the additional videos as well, right? That's how your preparation strategy is going to be. Now the full length strategy could be somewhat like this. Go through step number 1, go through all the videos including the Q&A one, and we are looking at about 11 hours of investment. Then step number 2, read through the entire CFA curriculum ethics section. So I just quickly found out we are looking at approximately 211 pages there. Now it's extremely wordy, and you will have to have a lot of concentration span, because you start reading ethics and after some time your mind is just totally somewhere else. So I don't recommend sitting and doing 50 pages a day. I think that's really difficult to achieve. What I recommend is breaking it down into smaller parts and maybe doing 10 pages a day or 12 pages a day. So these 211 pages, we are looking at additional 20 hours. Now when you're doing this, you would come across certain examples provided in the curriculum after every standard. What I recommend is that when you're reading these examples, highlight on underline the important parts, right? This is going to come in handy when you're trying to revise the subject. And then step number 3, solve end of the chapter curriculum question. We call them as EOCs. These are the questions which are given after the entire ethics section is over, and we have approximately 40 questions there. Okay, so in total 20 hours here for reading, 11 hours for going through the videos, so 31 hours, and then few hours here and there, so we're looking at about 35 to 40 hours of investment just to master this particular subject. Now, if you go through this cycle once, your level of confidence would be completely different on the day of exam. However, I do understand that many of us do not have that type of bandwidth, because of the work constraints or whatever reasons. So the fast track strategy, in case if you think you might not be able to spend this type of time, step number one, you still have to go through the videos. Okay, so this is extremely important, and again you're going to spend about 10 to 11 hours here. Step number two, you go through all the curriculum examples. So every substandard has about 10 to 15 odd examples. So skip the main material, read through these examples extremely carefully. These examples will help you reinforce the concepts that you've learned in the videos, and then go through the curriculum end of the chapter questions. Right, so this strategy might do the job in about 20 hours of time, and the level of efficiency will still be reasonably good. So if you're short of time, do this. This will also do the job, and then keep on revising things. Now, another thing with ethics is it's not law, right? So it's not that if you remember the stuff, if this happens, it's a violation. If this happens, it's not a violation. It's not going to do the job. It's something that you, and you might find me very abstract when I say this, but it's something that you have to start feeling. I'm sorry, I'm saying this, but that's what I really feel. I mean, once you start feeling it, once you get what they really mean when they are writing those examples or that stuff, then approaching ethics on the exam becomes much more easier. So maybe if required, revise through these multiple times. That's your key. Right, this is how you're going to pass. Read through them multiple times, and the moment you get it, then I think you're going to nail this question set on the examination. Another important tip: at level 1, you also have a section called GIPS. I've seen most of the candidates focusing on the main 7 standards of the ethics, not focusing on GIPS. I would strongly recommend to go through this part carefully. Spend some time on the video. It's about 30-35 minutes worth of video. The thing with GIPS is that it's substantially more deterministic in approach rather than the subjective nature of those 7 standards. What I mean to say is, you would not have much confusion on the exam with GIPS question. It's either you know it or you don't know it type of scenario. With ethics, no matter how much you do, you would still feel, oh, maybe it's A, and on a second reading, maybe it's B. You would always have that confusion. You wouldn't have that with GIPS. So the cost-benefit ratio is in your favor. So don't ignore that topic. Go through it. These are easy pointers on the exams. So that's more or less what I wanted to say. If you have any questions, just put it in the comments. I'll try to answer. Thank you very much.